Hey everybody, welcome back to our coverage of the GAMA Trade Show 2015, and we are joined right now by Ryan Lockett, Red Raven Games. Ryan, thank you for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here?
Yeah, so I brought two games that I'm releasing later this year.
Okay, cool.
The first one I want to talk about is Artifacts Inc. So this is in this game you're running an archaeology company in 1929.
Okay.
And you're going to send adventurers to go find artifacts and then go and sell them to a museum. It's kind of an Indiana Jones thing, except not really with the supernatural.
Fewer boulders, I imagine. Also,
yeah.
That's good. Fewer boulders is good.
Right.
Very cool, cool. So how many players? 2 to 4 it looks like?
Yeah, 2 to 4.
What kind of mechanisms are we dealing with here?
So this is a dice placement game.
Okay.
So you've got dice in there, and everybody's going to be building a tableau of cards that represents like the assets in their company. They'll take turns rolling dice and placing them on their own cards, and it's basically representative of their adventurers going to find, fossils or gems or valuable priceless artifacts, and then you can sell them to museums, and there's sort of a competition for orders. So you're kind of competing there, and it's really quick to learn, easy to teach.
Very
takes
cool.
about an hour to play.
Very cool. I really like this cover too.
Oh, yeah,
I know you do
thanks.
all your own artwork, right?
Yeah, I do.
That's very cool. I really like the look of them, and this is a really evocative one. I like that quite a bit.
Oh, thank you.
Very cool. All right, and then we have a big boy here.
Yeah, so this one is actually on Kickstarter right now. It's called Above and Below, and it's sort of a Euro game meets a storytelling game. So if you've played like Tales of the Arabian Nights, it's like that mixed with kind of an Agricola.
So it's like storytelling with some actual mechanisms, as opposed to Arabian Nights, which is, well, now I'm a woman and now I have no feet. It's just sort of a story. Okay, that's very cool. So is there some worker placement in it?
Yeah, there's sort of a worker assignment. Players have their own player board, and they assign workers, but players aren't like competing over worker spots in a centralized area. But you are competing over different buildings that are showing up, so it's sort of a drafting element.
Okay, cool.
Also, each villager that you're assigning they all have unique pictures and unique abilities. So some of them are good at exploring, and some are good at building, and some are good at teaching, and you have to decide how to use them. The thing that sort of sets us apart is like when you're building your village, you can also send your villagers to go explore this huge cavern, and the cavern's full of creatures. You can kind of see on the box here, we got these little monsters down at the bottom.
Right.
And so you're going to run into that stuff, you're going to find treasures, and every time you do that, you'll read from a book of paragraphs. So your teammate will read it to you, and then you have to risk kind of your villagers. You might injure them down there to make sure that you succeed. So it's a risk reward.
So you're making a choice after you've been read something?
Yeah, it's like
and then see what happens, right?
Yeah.
I see.
That's right.
Very cool. That's very exciting. As far as storytelling games go, this one sounds like it might be bringing a lot of meat to the bones of what a storytelling game tends to be.
Yeah. That was kind of the goal. Give a little more strategy than is standard for that style of game.
Very cool. And so this is on Kickstarter now. All right. And what else have you got coming up? What can we look forward to besides all this good stuff?
Besides what I brought here, I'm always coming up with new ideas. I'd like to revisit. My first game I did years ago was Empires of the Void. That was an old space game.
Sure.
And I kind of want to do something with that. So I have been messing around with that for quite a while, but I'm not quite happy with what I've got so far. So
okay, interesting. Yeah, I've played that one myself. I thought it was a very interesting game.
Okay.
It was a little long for me.
Okay.
But I really thought the flavor of the spaceships and being able to visit a civilization and get their ship, and only you can have their ship, is that right?
Right.
Yeah, that was really neat and interesting.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like that, so I want to do something with that.
Very cool. So this is on Kickstarter now. That one comes out when again?
That should be Gen Con release.
Okay, very cool. All right, well, Ryan, thank you for joining us again.
You.
I appreciate you coming on, and thank you guys for tuning in and checking us out.